two-page Tuesday layout where I create a two-page layout. And I'm going to scrap these photos of my grandson fishing with his other grandfather. They go to a city north of where we live and spend a week together every year, and they both love to fish, so that's what he's doing. And when I found that fish paper when I was working on another project, I decided I needed to scrap these photos because I knew I had them. So that fish paper is from Photoplay Summer Bucket List, and it's the Gone Fishing paper. And then I have that aqua crosshatch paper on the left side, which is the Doodlebug Petite Prince Swimming Pool in the gingham linen texture. And I decided I really wanted to use like something that wasn't quite as busy. I only had one piece of the fish paper, but another piece I think would have been too busy. So then I decided I wanted to mat the photos on something, and it needed to be a little bit more neutral. And I went to my brown kind of pattern papers where I just have I call them faux solids. And I found this stripe paper from Simple Stories, the Snap Color Vibe paper in brown dot and stripe. That paper is from 2012, so you won't find it. I've destashed a couple times and thought about getting rid of it, but it's such a neutral. But I didn't use it all that often because it's brown and white, but it is perfect for this. So I'm glad I hung on to it. I don't say that about everything, but glad I hung on to it, and I'm going to use it in this particular case. And now it's been used in my stash. So I'm using a smaller piece I'm only putting 2 photos on the right side there. They were all 4x6s, but I cut down the 3 4x4s. I decided to make the photos go more to the left side, just because that way I could really show the fish paper, that's really a big feature. That fish paper will do a lot of my embellishing for me because it is such a busy pattern. Now I am also doing this for, there was a challenge where I needed to use a punch and some wood. I had to pick a couple of things out, and I can't remember what it was anymore. Plus this was for the Scrap Timber challenge on Facebook, which by the time you guys see this, it'll probably be almost November, if not November. So I needed to use a punch. So I grabbed that Java Basil cardstock and this Martha Stewart punch and punched a little border there. And I'm going to do a little bit of a reveal of that border, but not a huge chunk. Sometimes I'll put a bigger, I'll in the case of the left one, I would pull it out further so you could see more of the brown. But in this particular case, I wanted it to be just a little bit. I wanted that paper to be set off from the pattern papers that are behind it. The transition between the two, the blue papers or aqua papers and the stripe paper. I think Chamel calls that a join. So I really wanted the join to be kind of covered up, or have a better transition than just go from one to the other, if that makes any sense at all. Hopefully it does. All right, so now I have the bones of my layout done, and you can't see the whole part, all of everything here, but really the parts that I'm going to embellish you can see on the camera. Now I am working with some stickers and some die cuts from a couple of other collections, and I'm thinking about using, I think this is an Echo Park one if I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Or maybe it's Photoplay. Anyway, whatever it is, I was thinking about using the ephemera from this, but the more I looked at it, the more I decided I didn't want any other colors on here, that I really liked it better the way it was. Now, in the other group where I needed to use a punch, we also needed to use wood that day. So I went to my Elf Studio wood veneers, where I have quite a few of them, and I found the one that says taking time to relax, and then the other one says watch me. Well, that's perfectly appropriate because, he wants Grandpa to watch him as he's doing whatever, he's doing here. And I do have those little glasses there because of the fact that he's wearing sunglasses, but I quickly decided I don't really like the way they look on this. And I'm still thinking about using those other colors there. Then I have that sticker there that says go fishing. How could I not use that, right? That's from the Photoplay Summer Bucket List, and it's the word strip stickers. So I put that on there. And again, thinking about glasses, but just not liking the fact that there's more color in there. And I think the color really detracts your eye from the photos themselves. And on the bottom right there, I have that little kind of ticket thing that says summertime favorite, and that is also Elle Studio, but it's from the 2019 summer collection of wood veneer. So that one you might still be able to get, maybe not. By the time you see this, maybe not. But and then there's the little watch me kind of tab piece. And I think what I'm doing here is I pull these in so you can kind of see like what the page looks like. I'd have to pull back a lot farther with my camera, and I think it's, well, personally, I think it's better if you can see it a little bit closer to see more like what things really look like. So I'm just kind of looking for some enamel dots that I want to add to this. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to, which ones I'm going to do here. And I have that's a 31 little bag there that I keep my enamel dots in, and I keep like pearls and that kind of thing in there as well. Okay, so now I'm thinking about a title. And what I've done is I went and I found these American Crafts stickers. They're vinyl letters. You guys, if you've been scrapbooking a long time, you know how old these things are. They're probably from 2007, 2008, somewhere in that neighborhood. So they're over 10 years old, I think. And they've never stuck all that great. They kind of have a weird adhesive to the back, and some of them kind of curl up a little bit. So sometimes when I put them on a layout, I have to like add a little extra adhesive to them, which I do to these at the end. You don't see this. I do it when I'm off camera, but I just take my my Scotch quick dry adhesive, tacky glue. Can never remember what it's called now. But anyway, I take that and I add it to the backs of these so that they aren't going to come up. So I decided to name for the title to be Here Fishy Fishy, because, you know, he's fishing here. And he did catch quite a few fish, he and Grandpa both, but, you know, he's holding two of those, two fish in the left side picture there, and then he's got a bucket of fish on the right. And it's funny because, you know, he's all about taking them off, and, you know, this grandma can't even think about that. I always joke that I love to go fishing, but what I really do is I take my book and I read when I'm in the boat or on land, and then I take pictures when whoever I'm with gets a really good catch. That's my idea of how I like to fish. So those American Crafts stickers are the daiquiri font, and they are a brown vinyl, which you will not be able to get a hold of anymore. All right, so now I'm thinking about this, and I decided I need the enamel dots that I kind of pulled out, but I wanted to do the title first. So I'm taking these Doodlebug Sprinkles in Swimming Pool, and those actually match the paper on the left. That's a Doodlebug paper. So I'm going to try to use all of these up since I'm like one away from that, right? I'm one dot away from using them all up. So there we go, guys. Yay. I think I kind of clapped there. I used up a package of enamel dots. All right. So what I did then is I realized, you know, I don't have any place to journal in here. So I went to my box of Elle Studio die cuts. That's how I store them. Whether they're cut aparts or die cuts or whatever they are. Once I'm done with a collection or have scrapped a lot of it, then I just throw them in by color, and I use them with all sorts of other vendors. So that's where this came from. All right, guys, so I am just about done. Coming up will be the still shot here and a couple of detail shots. Hope you guys are all well, and I'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye.